Hello and welcome to True Pathfinder, your portal to health and truth. Hormone imbalances are the cause of many health conditions, and that is why millions of people are being prescribed hormones such as estrogen, testosterone, human growth hormone, etc., to take care of these imbalances. Is this such a good idea though? And if hormone therapy is not such a good idea, do we have a better alternative? Well, let's find out. Let's start by looking at how hormones are produced and what roles they fulfill in your body. And this whole system, this whole hormonal system is called the endocrine system, and it's a network of glands and organs that are located throughout your body. And it's very similar to the nervous system in that it plays a vital role in controlling and regulating many of the body's functions. While the nervous system uses nerve impulses and neurotransmitters for communication, your endocrine system uses chemical messengers that are known as hormones. Hormones are secreted by the glands of the endocrine system, and they travel through the bloodstream to various organs and tissues in your body. And the hormones tell then these organs when they arrive there and the tissues what to do or how to function. And it's very important to also understand that there is a feedback loop in the system. Some examples of bodily functions that are controlled by the endocrine system are your metabolism, your growth and development, your sexual function and reproduction, heart rate, blood pressure, appetite, sleeping and waking cycles, body temperature, and the list goes on. Sometimes your glands produce too much or not enough of a hormone, and these imbalances can cause health problems such as weight gain, high blood pressure, changes in your sleep patterns, in your mood and behavior. Illness, stress, and certain medications can cause such hormone imbalances as well. Today, the most often used method for resolving those hormone imbalances is hormone therapy. Hormone therapy uses synthetic versions of isolated hormones to replenish or diminish the lack or surplus of hormones. Some common hormone therapies are estrogen therapy, especially for postmenopausal women, progesterone, testosterone for men, human growth hormone, insulin, or melatonin. And hormone treatments are increasingly being promoted for cancer treatments too. The problem with these hormonal therapies is that they come with a myriad of potential complications as well as negative side effects. For example, atrophy of the glands, as your glands do not have to produce their hormones anymore. The feedback loop becomes disturbed, and there are also truly unknown interactions with other systems in your body, as mainstream medicine admits. To give you an idea of how serious the potential side effects of hormone therapy can be, I will cite you from a large study, in actuality the largest clinical trial to date, where they looked at hormone replacement therapy for women that consisted of an estrogen progestin pill called Prempro, and they found out that it increased the risk of certain serious conditions significantly. And those conditions include heart disease, stroke, blood clots, and breast cancer. Hormone therapy then, as you can see, is far from ideal. So, do we have an alternative that has proven itself to work better according to the experience of many health practitioners around the world, one that is based on natural products and does not come with all of the serious side effects that are attached to hormone therapy. Well, turns out there is, and it is known as glandular therapy, and we're gonna learn together what this consists of. But before we do that, short reminder, if you enjoy our content, please support us directly by becoming a patron from as little as $5 per month. Link is in the description box below. Also, do not forget to like, share, subscribe if you're not already, and comment to help this channel grow and spread the truth. Also, do not forget, wherever you are in the world, we can help you remotely. Just contact us at christine.doctor. We will assess your health situation and develop a customized holistic natural healing plan just for you. And I also recommend that you check out some of the most powerful holistic health tools available on the market today at vibrantbody.net. Links are of course also in the description box below. Alright then, what is this glandular therapy? It is the use of dried endocrine glands for various medical conditions, and it was first taken seriously by physicians in the 19th century. Doctors discovered back then that a dried thyroid gland could cure underactive thyroids, and that a dried adrenal gland likewise could cure the adrenal collapse of Addison's disease. Before those discoveries, both these conditions were fatal. And as the years passed, doctors experimented with other organs. Dried ovary for menopause, for example, testicle for failing male libido, thymus for the immune system, pancreas for digesting foods, spleen for anemia, and even brain for Alzheimer's disease. The animal source has variously been cow, pig, or sheep, and most treatments now derive from pigs or a special breed of sheep from New Zealand. But the history of glandular therapy goes back even further than that. Hippocrates already wrote extensively on the use of animal glands in healing, and in biblical days it was known the testes of a donkey, when boiled in milk, provided an excellent boost to a feeble old man. Throughout history, people have used the glands of various other parts of animals for healing purposes. In many instances, parts of the animals, when consumed, were not thought of a therapy as such. It was known that those who consumed organs and glands from various animals and fished improved their overall health, though, and their well-being, especially when it came to assisting in the prevention as well as the treatment of specific ailments. It wasn't until quite recently in our Western developed countries that the popularity has waned of consuming liver, kidneys, heart, as well as other parts of animals. Today, we tend to favor the muscle meats only, when in fact animal organs from organically raised grass-fed animals especially are some of the most nutrient-rich foods you could possibly eat in your diet. People who consume today's nutrient-depleted diet would benefit therefore greatly from adding these animal superfoods into their diet. The same foods your grandparents and your great-grandparents would have consumed on a regular basis. But I digress. Western medicine started to take animal glandulars serious in the 1920s. In fact, the 1925 textbook Medical Glandular Therapy was published as a joint project between the American Medical Association and the University of Chicago. It was edited by Frank Billings, for whom a University of Chicago hospital was later named. The death knell of glandular therapy was, unsurprisingly, the pharmaceutical industry. Beginning in the 1940s, chemists started to synthesize hormone molecules that were effective, but then falsely claimed they were superior to those harvested from animals. Conventional physicians were easily sold on this, believing that to use synthroid, for example, instead of amothyroid, showed their patients that they were more progressive and up to date with the science. Prednisone, as a result, replaced adrenal cortex extracts. Premarin, which is a pharmaceutical derived in quite a disgusting process from pregnant mare urine, replaced extracts from the ovary, and so on. On a side note, 30 years after Synthroid was introduced, the FDA fined its manufacturer for spreading false information about the competitor, the natural glandular preparation known as amothyroid. But then it was too late already. The main argument conventional medicine has against glandulars is that any natural medicine, when taken, would merely be broken down into fats, proteins, or carbs by your digestive system and converted to energy or fat, and therefore have little ability to improve the health of the corresponding gland in your body. Some of the greatest pioneers in natural medicine knew different. They knew that those who consumed animal glands as part of their therapy found them to be most useful for treating a wide range of health problems. If you think about it, we should not be surprised by the success doctors report with glandular treatments. There is a real logic to glandular therapy. The gland of a mammal, reasonably close genetically to human beings, would contain all the micronutrients needed for your gland to function properly. The hormone that an animal's gland produced would function also similarly to that produced by a person. Now, the good news is that we have seen a revival and a growing interest in glandular therapies in both America and Europe, as well as many other countries recently. More good news is that most of those glandular products are available over the counter without prescription in the US as well as other countries. Many people ask how these preparations work, as they usually do not contain hormones, with exceptions like thyroid glandulars. Well, it's because of 4 factors. The first one being active ingredients. Our glands need those active ingredients for proper function. The gland of an animal is reasonably close in its nutritional composition to that of a human being and contains therefore most of the necessary nutrients for healthy glandular function. Dr. Jeffrey Bland mentions that the high activity of active portions of molecules in glandular medicines are powerfully effective, and that these glandular sources are often virtually identical in animals as they are in humans. Even if there are minor differences, Bland mentions that the activity of the glandula is most probably dependent on only the tiniest fraction of its polypeptides. And this was Dr. Roy Lee's opinion as well. Secondly, nutritional contingent factors. Glandular tissues are very dense and are very rich in nutrients, including vitamins, minerals, amino acids, fatty acids, polypeptides, nucleic acids, enzymes, and many other miscellaneous nutritional contingent factors. Glandular therapy can supply these essential nutritional needs in a highly efficient manner, therefore. Adrenal cell extracts, or those made from hypothalamus or pituitary glands or gonads, are not meant to be replacement hormones, like giving estrogen or DHEA or melatonin or progesterone, as some people think. But they are meant instead to provide a person's body with the essential endocrine and neuroendocrine nutrient building blocks. They are contained in a highly specific hormonal nutrient-dense form and proportion which are analogous to our human body. Next, we have the so-called adaptogenic effect of glandulars. An adaptogenic substance, like a food, herb, vitamin, or indeed a glandular, is any substance that increases the body's resistance or adaptation to any type of physical, environmental, emotional, or biological stressor and helps promote normal, healthy functioning. Glandular-based food supplements contain a myriad of different tiny polypeptides, which are minute protein-like substances that have highly specific messenger activity and directly act on target tissues. Many hormone-like substances found in the glandular tissues, even at almost undetectable concentrations, still have potent tissue-specific activities. For example, a polypeptide material present in one tissue can have powerful and selective effects in encouraging another tissue at a completely different site in your body to produce hormonal materials that then may affect a final target tissue and change its physiological function. Additionally, glandular extracts help cells eliminate cellular waste and speed up as well as revitalize their restorative functions, allowing the body to metabolize, for example, powerful adrenaline and noradrenaline more effectively. And the fourth reason why glandulars work is their so-called organ-sparing effect. Many experts have long held the belief that glandular medicines exert a tissue-sparing effect on a person's bodily tissues. This mechanism is by way of either neutralizing the autoantibody attack on specific organ cells or by way of supplying the right kinds of nutrients and enzymes that are highly specific and that allow the corresponding organ to rest up. Some examples: research revealed that pancreatic enzymes are reabsorbed in the lower bowel and then returned back to the pancreas and stored for future use. It has also been shown through research that giving a patient a pancreatic glandular not only benefits the patient's digestion and assimilation, but also increases their pancreatic reserves, thereby resting the pancreas in day-to-day functioning. Hans Selye in 1976 also remarked on the importance of sparing the adrenal glands when a person is in an adrenally compromised state. Research in the 1950s discovered that adrenal extracts contain enzymes that assist in the conversion of cholesterol to various glucocorticoids as well as their precursors. And if Friedman's organ-sparing premise is correct, then many other glandular extracts, including their highly specific intrinsic factors, such as spleen extracts, heart, lung, or liver extracts, may potentially support the particular organ by supplying the necessary compounds that are essential for the production of essential body chemicals, such as RNA, enzymes, as well as, of course, hormones. And by doing so, glandular medicines could very well be capable of sparing the organ from overworking, thereby allowing the organ to function with optimal efficiency. For the past 40 to 50 years, scientific evidence has started to slowly turn the tide in favor of glandular medicine in clinical practice once again. Dr. Roy Lee's theories of glandular therapy in terms of protecting cells from the body's own immune system attack is a good fit also with today's anti-aging and free radical-induced inflammatory response theory, along with the use of antioxidants. In 1967 and 1972, Dr. Kment of Germany demonstrated through radioactive isotope tracing that a bloodstream transports specific factors from glandular tissues and absorbed, which are then absorbed by the corresponding glands of the patient. And this radioactive isotope confirmation of organ specificity was also demonstrated by Stein in 1967 and several years later again by Starze. Dr. Andrew Muir from the University of Florida discovered that the nutritionally beneficial effects of glandular medicines are ineffective if they do not go through at least part of the digestive process, which is an indication that swallowing a glandular dietary supplement is the optimal way of benefiting from this therapy. So Dr. Muir really proved those skepticisms wrong of people who were saying that these glandulars cannot work because all of the beneficial ingredients are being destroyed by the digestive system. As you can see, the opposite is the truth. Test that Dr. Muir has performed to significantly delay the onset of type 1 diabetes in rats that were bred to become diabetic have been so successful that human trials are now being performed. The rats were fed pancreatic tissue proteins that are essentially pancreatic glandular extracts. Dr. Robert Nussenblatt, who is a world-class ocular immunologist from the National Eye Institute in Maryland, US, and an expert with 38 years of experience in designing and conducting clinical research eye studies, stated that oral toleration and oral tolerance treatment are the new terms used for glandular therapy in his field. Patients, quote, eat proteins that are like those in the beleaguered tissues in their own bodies. Dr. Nussenblatt has been successfully treating patients with uveitis, which is a serious inflammatory eye disorder, by oral toleration with the ingestion of bovine eye protein. He says that, quote, it's not hocus pocus. And that's also what Rachel R. Cuspel, who is an immunologist at the National Eye Institute, said. She went on to say, we can definitely measure responses and confirm our data. This is very real science. And there are numerous reports as well as many scientific studies published on the efficacy of glandulars in clinical practice. What is interesting is that when glandulars are trialed and tested in a conventional scientific medical fashion, they are found to positively alter all aspects of human biochemistry. When a patient, for example, with hypothyroidism is given a thyroid glandular, thyroid blood tests improve along with other tests that demonstrate thyroid activity. What can we conclude then from all of this? Well, as we have seen, glandular therapy is not new by any means. Physiology and biochemistry texts have for almost 100 years described the fact that organs and glands communicate chemically with minute amounts of polypeptides, which can be supplied by way of glandular dietary supplements. The blood levels of these chemical messengers may appear to be minuscule, yet can and do have the most significant and profoundly positive effects on the human body. In our and other practitioners' experience, glandular preparations can have a most definite and positive impact on human health, and that is why we regularly recommend glandular supplements to our clients instead of hormone therapy. We prefer, for example, armour-thyroid over synthroid, and we use thymus as an immune booster, pancreas for digestion, and adrenal for energy and to help people cope with stress. And those are just some examples. Because these glandulars do not cause the many negative side effects that have been documented for synthetic hormones, and they also have no bad interactions with other drugs. Now, some people have concerns that these glandulars might be contaminated by parasites in animals, but these concerns have not turned out to be true. There are none such cases recorded, and that's because the freeze-drying process kills all pathogens. As mentioned, glandulars are available over the country in the US as well as many other countries. And if you don't want to go the supplement route, you can just eat more animal organ meats. It's extremely beneficial for you. Contact us today at christine.doctor and we will assess your deficiencies and imbalances, whether they are hormonal or otherwise, remotely, so we can help you wherever you are in the world, and we will develop a tailor-made, natural, holistic healing plan just for you. Link is in the description box below. Also, check out some of the most powerful holistic health tools available on the market today at vibrantbody.net. If you have enjoyed this presentation, please support us directly by becoming a patron from as little as $5 per month. Link is also in the description down below. And do not forget to like, share, subscribe if you are not already, and comment to help the channel grow and spread the truth. With all that being said, thank you very much for your attention and stay healthy. Until next time.